This conference will now be recorded.
So to introduce myself, my name is Rajshekhar and you can call me as Raj. And coming to my experience, I'm having a totally 15 plus years of real-time experience and more than 23 years of training experience. And I've done major trainings to major IT companies like TCS, Wipro, Virtus or Delight. To list out, it goes more than 50 companies. And I've done more than 500 plus online trainings into Java technology and more than 2000 plus classroom trainings. Okay, that's the background. And the course what we are going to learn here is, we call it as full stack Java, full stack Java or Java full stack. And in this course, I've divided into some categories. Like initially we go with the core Java. Initially we go with what? Core Java, which even we call it as Java SC. Java SC. This Java SC stands for Java Standard Edition. Java Standard Edition. And the main use of this Standard Edition is used to develop standalone or desktop applications. So can anyone say the examples of standalone applications? You can unmute and speak, no problem. Examples of standalone or desktop applications?
MS Word.
Right, Word, MS Word, Excel, complete MS Office, then calculator, Paint, okay, Notepad. All these are what? Desktop applications. Once we install, we need not connect to any other system to run that application. They are independent. Such type of applications only we call standalone or desktop applications. So core Java is mainly to develop standalone applications. And the contents what we are going to discuss over here is, we initially start with Java introduction, so which I'm going to do in tomorrow's class. Then we go with the Java features, like Java features, and we'll be learning how to download and install Java. And we are going to see about 16 version. Then we'll be learning how to develop a Java application, developing a Java application at command prompt. Since in my case, my operating system is Windows, I'll be showing how to develop Java application at command prompt, and the steps will remain same if you are working with the Mac or Linux. There we say terminal instead of command prompt. Then we'll be learning how to download and install Eclipse IDE. IDE stands for Integrated Development Environment. So in our course, I'm going to make use of Eclipse IDE to develop Java applications. Then developing a Java application in Eclipse IDE. Okay, so this completes our introduction part of Java. We'll be knowing the need of going for Java and how to develop Java applications. Then we enter into the next part, Java basics. Java basics. This is very, very important as a beginner to programming. This is the place where we increase our programming and logical skills. Like we'll be understanding the meaning of keywords, variables, data types, operators, then the control statements like if statement, switch statement, while loop, do while loop, for loop, like this. So this is the place where we do more of programming, and this is the place where we increase our logical skills. And once I start with the Java basics, I'll be giving assignments to you, which you need to complete and submit it back. Right? The next one, arrays. So can anyone say what is the use of arrays? What is the use of arrays?
A group of characters we can save in
Group of
list.
elements, collection of elements. So whenever you want to collect some elements, we make use of arrays. Okay. The next one, very, very important one, Java OOP. OOP stands for Object Oriented Programming. Very, very important. This is the base for our Java. If you are good with object oriented programming, okay, if you are good with object oriented programming, then you will be surviving Java industry. Okay. Right. Now the contents what we are going to discuss in this object oriented programming is like, so we'll discuss about the meaning of objects, classes, constructors, then static keyword, packages, then inheritance, polymorphism, then final keyword, access modifiers, encapsulation, inner classes, abstract classes, very important, abstract classes, interfaces. So this is very, very important, and this will go for totally 5 days for us to complete. This is the base for our Java. The next and important topic what we learn here is java.lan package. A default package which will get imported to all Java programs is java.lan package. In this, we learn some of the predefined classes like object class, string class, very important, string buffer class, string builder class, math class, wrapper classes. Right? A simple topic. Then the next and important topic in our core part is exception handling. So the meaning of exception is a runtime error. When you are running your application, during that time we get the errors. And once we get errors during runtime, the application will get terminated, which is not good way of programming. So to avoid that abnormal termination only, we go for what? Exception handling. Then the next one is multi-threading. So can anyone say the examples of multitasking? Can you go with examples of multitasking?
Yeah, like internet browsing, like we can at the same time we can browse different sites.
Different websites, right? Yeah. The, opening Gmail, opening Amazon, like that. Or you can even say you are listening to the songs and working with Java applications, two different applications. That only we call task. Then what is a thread? Have you seen threads anytime?
Yeah, like it's like a program under execution, which is more about the process.
Yeah. Examples. I want examples.
Um,
Yeah, I'll take the examples. Like when you take Gmail, Gmail is a task here. Gmail is a task. Then in that Gmail, how many compose windows can we open? Multiple, right? We can open multiple compose messages. So every compose window what you open, it's a thread here. It's a thread. Then in one compose, we go with attachments, and we can do multiple attachments. When one attachment is going on, we can even attach one more. So the attachments are also threads here. And the advantage of going for threads is time saving. We can increase performance of our application. One more good example of this thread is like our go to meeting only. In this go to meeting, it's a task. What I can do, I can show my screen to you. It's a thread. I can record the class. It's a thread. I can speak with you. It's a thread. Okay. So doing multiple activities inside one task, that's only we call threads here. And if you are able to do multiple things simultaneously, that means the application is multi-threaded application. Okay. The next and very, very important topic is collections. When you go for arrays, arrays also used to collect the elements. Collections are also used to collect the elements. But the drawback with arrays is like, when you go for arrays, we have to mention the size, how many elements we want to collect. Like example, if you say 50, that means we can collect maximum 50 elements only. We cannot decrease the size, we cannot increase the size. That means the drawback of arrays is fixed size. But in reality, we cannot go for fixed sizes. That is a place where we go for collections. Collections are used to collect elements of variable size. Very important. Without collections, no Java projects. That much important it is. Okay. The next one, we'll be learning about some of the features added in Java, like lambda expressions, functional interfaces, stream API. Very, very important. The next one, IO package. IO package. Okay. So IO stands for input output. IO stands for what here? Input output. Then, whatever the programs we write, the data what we use during runtime, it is temporary data because the data is stored in RAM memory. And where we can store data permanently? Hard disk, either in the form of data files or database tables. So this IO package is to manage the data files. It's for data files. Okay. So with this, we complete our core Java. Then the next one, the next part is, we'll be going with the next one, like advanced Java, or even we call it as Java EE, and web technologies. The next part we go with advanced Java and web technologies. This Java EE stands for Java Enterprise Edition. Java EE stands for what? Java Enterprise Edition. And the main use is used to develop web applications. Used to develop what? Web applications. The examples of web applications are like Gmail, Facebook, Amazon. Okay, all these are this one like Naukri.com, Book My Show, all Make My Trip. All these are web applications. Okay. And the contents what we are going to discuss over here is, initially we go with SQL concepts or database concepts. Database concepts. And we'll be learning this database concepts using a database MySQL. We are going to make use of MySQL database to learn this database concepts. Okay. The next one, we go with the JDBC. Stands for Java Database Connectivity. That means from our Java program, we can connect to the databases. Okay. So that's the reason we learn about database concepts per year. We go to JDBC. Very, very important one. Then we'll be going with the next topics like servlets, JSP. But before we go with this servlets and JSP, the prerequisite is web technologies. The prerequisite is web technologies. And the web technologies, what we are going to learn over here is, we will be going with HTML, CSS, JavaScript, TypeScript, XML, JSON. So these are the web technologies we'll be learning before we go to the servlets and JSP. Then the third category is very, very important, frameworks. Frameworks. So we are having some of the important frameworks which you are going to learn. One is Hibernate and one more is Spring. One more is what? Spring. Before we go to Spring, we will be learning about web services, because this Web services will be making use of in Spring, but remember web services is not a framework. It is not what? It is not a framework. Okay, but before we go to the framework Spring, we learn about web services because we make use of these web services in Spring. Okay. Under this Spring, it has divided into some modules like Spring Core or Bean module. Then we'll be learning about Spring DAO module. It's mainly for database. Under this DAO, we'll be learning some of the submodules like Spring JDBC, Spring ORM, where we integrate with Hibernate, then Spring Data. We go with the next module, Spring MVC module. MVC stands for Model View Controller, and the use of this module is used to develop web applications. So nowadays, any web application we take, we make use of Spring MVC module to develop web applications. Then we go with the Spring Boot module. Then we go with the Spring REST module. So this is the place where we require background of web services. To understand Spring REST, we require background of web services. Then, so these are the contents what we'll be discussing in these frameworks. And one more, we go with Angular framework. Very, very important. So Java is going to act like backend, and your Angular is going to act as front end. The screen what is visible to the user, the browser screen, the content what you are presenting, that we do by using Angular nowadays. So we'll be learning about Angular framework in our course. So this is a part of web technologies only, but I'm doing this Angular framework at the end so that we can develop an application using Spring and Angular, and you can understand very easily. During this course, we'll be learning some of the real-time tools. Real-time tools which we use while development of Java applications like JUnit, Maven, GitHub, Log4j, then Jira, which we use for agile methodology. Right? So these are some of the tools we'll be learning during our course. And finally, we go with a project, and this project we do using Spring and Angular. We use Spring and Angular to develop this project. Okay. So these are the contents what we discussed during our course, and the duration of our course goes with the maximum 60 hours. Maximum 60 hours. And coming to the time, Monday to Friday, the classes will be Monday to Friday at 7 a.m. IST, and the class will go for 1 hour maximum. 1 hour maximum with never classes 1 hour. And the people who are in US or Canada, for US or Canada, the classes will be Sunday to Thursday. Remember, Sunday to Thursday, and please check your time zone. Okay, for me it will be in the morning hours, and for you it will be evening hours. Okay, right? So that's about in the demo part today, and tomorrow we start with Java introduction.